Okay, my friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a relatively short video for you where I just want to throw some light on some obscure books from an even more obscure publisher, I guess. These are the Starblaze, well, at least the first 8 of the Starblaze books that were published, but they were an imprint of the Donning Company, which started in early 70s as a non-fiction publishers, and they continued to do this series of science fiction books and then went on to do comic related stuff. Their output wasn't great, but they did some very nice science fiction stroke fantasy books, of which I have the first 8 now. After the first 8 came out, there was a little hiatus and I kind of lost track of them for some reason. But the 8 I've got are particularly nice books. They're what I would call luxury paperbacks because they have some very, very nice cover art, and the general feel and look of the books is very nice. So let's have a quick look. This was number 1. Now all the artwork on these I'm going to show you is by Kelly Freas, who's one of my favourite artists anyway. And by the way, I've still got my chest infection, so if I sound a bit croaky, apologies. Whatever happened to Emily Good after the Great Exhibition? That's a heck of a title to get on your front cover. Now, as far as I know, according to Internet, I keep saying international, Internet Speculative Fiction Database, this was the one and only printing of this book. So, you know, that's what they say, so I guess it's right. And of course, these books, they also had wraparound covers. I'm not going to open it to show you the full wraparound because I don't want to wreck the book. But yeah, it wraps around to that. As I say, all of these had very, very nice artwork on them. And I mean, the pages were pretty good quality. I mean, these books are from 1978, if I remember correctly, and there's absolutely no sign of browning, and I've had them all that time. So, as I say, I would class them as luxury books. There is some artwork on the inside also. Now, these books were a bit more expensive than your average science fiction book of the time, $4.95, which I suppose would have equated in English money to about £3.50 at that particular time. So yeah, that was number 1. Right, number 2 was actually a reprint. Make sure I've got these in the right order. Yeah, number 2 was actually a reprint of a very early Algis Budrus story or book novel. Some Will Not Die. So he's got some very, very nice artwork. Wraps around to that. Sorry, I can't show you the full vista, but as I say, I don't want to wreck the spines. But you get the idea. And inside again, you've got some very nice Kelly Freas black and white work. I mean, Kelly Freas, to my mind, is one of the greats of SF illustration. His longevity and his quality of his work is beyond reproach, in my opinion. And then number 3, and I've never seen this reprinted anywhere, so maybe that was like the first one. There again, a lovely cover there. See it a bit closer. I think this is more a science fiction. Obviously the first one's a time travelling story. Second one is pure science fiction. The other books had a little synopsis inside, but that one hasn't. So it looks more fantasy than oh well, I don't know. But beautiful artwork. That's what makes the early Door books look so stunning, because he did a lot. Obviously, did a lot of those covers. Right, this is one you might recognise. Look at that cover there; it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm not a fan of fantasy myself, but I can recognise quality when I see it. I'm not a fan of fantasy artwork either, but that is just amazing. I mean, look at this. Absolutely superb. Yeah, another fine myth by Robert Asprin. They did another couple of his books later on. I'm not sure what the quality was like on some of the later books, but they did quite a few after the first 8, but I've never managed to get my hands on any of them. That was number 4. I think this one has been reprinted quite a few times, Ruins of Isis. Obviously a fantasy. Well, I would imagine so. No, I think it's more science fiction by the look of it. Again, just some lovely work there. And these have slightly textured covers. I don't know if I can show. You can see it in the light there. You can see there, slightly textured, which kind of gives it an extra quality. And that was the back. I mean, I can't wax lyrical enough about this artwork. It's just superb. So yeah, that was number 5. Strangely enough, on the cover there it says edited and illustrated by Polly and Kelly Freeze. So his wife must have been involved in some sort of editing. I don't know whether the artwork or the actual. I don't see how you can edit a book that was printed way back in the 60s, but who knows? Doesn't seem to be any internal artwork in that one. Oh, wrong. There we go. Bit of internal black and white as well. Lovely. So that was number 5. And number 6. Oh, this is a nice apostle. That's science fiction, I believe, rather than pure fantasy. Roger Lovin. Not a name that readily springs to mind, but again, as you can see, just beautiful work there. And that's the wraparound bit on the back. Cracking stuff. So I've never seen that about, so I don't know whether that was the only printing of that one. Now, I've seen plenty of these around. Capricorn Games by Robert Silverberg. That's a slightly different style of cover, as you can see. Still nice. Something a little bit different. At least he took the trouble to change it up a bit. So in its own way, that's still a very nice, inventive piece of artwork. And then the last one I have is, again, it's a book I've never seen around, Species by George Warren. Again, I'm not familiar with that particular artist. It's probably the least impressive of all the covers, but still quite nice. Yeah, so as I say, that's the 8 I managed to find. I mean, I wouldn't mind finding some of the other ones with Kelly Freas artwork, I must say, but I know the prices vary wildly on some of these. I mean, they're not that expensive. If you go, I mean, depending on what condition you want. In mint, they're probably a little bit more, but I've seen a big variation of prices anyway. But I shall. I mean, I'm saying it's an obscure publisher. I'd even forgotten that I had these until I did a reconstruction of my shelves the other day, and I spotted them in the back. But yes, I remember those. Let's do a video. So yeah, that was just my attempt to throw a bit of light on something that deserves to be seen. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you as ever for subscribing. They're ticking along very nicely at the moment, and viewing and whatever you do. Doing more comments, please. Thank you very much. But until the next one, I will see you very soon. Bye bye now.